Yo, what's up, Swag? And you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Keon Lar, aka KL Swag, back here with a video, man. Look, man, you already know what I'm talking about, bro. Patriots, baby. Look, man. Today's video, man, we about to react to 4 needs the Patriots still have and must address, bro. Look, man, we about to talk about these Patriots, man. Back here again with Patriots Global, man. This dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. He's talking about my team, bro, and I guess he's a big Patriots fan too. So he's talking about a lot of stuff, bro. So I gotta react to this video, bro. My Patriots are coming for you guys, bro. All you guys that love, all these teams and stuff like that, Bills, Ravens, bro. We coming for y'all, bro. We coming. We are coming. So look, man, make sure you comment, subscribe, and let's just get into the reaction. Oh yeah.
We're back with another video, and in this one, we got a very, very important video today because although the New England Patriots have had a spectacular last couple of weeks in free agency, and man, they did a full 180 when it comes to flipping this team around compared to what it was prior to free agency, compared to what it was in the 2020 season. And while the amount of question marks surrounding the Patriots have dropped drastically, there are still some question marks that I think New England has that are definitely important and are things for us to watch.
I feel like we straight.
And like always, it is great to see the improvements that they're making, but it is just as important to keep in mind the question marks and, moves that they still potentially have to make. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. Before we do hop in today's video, though, I do want to give you guys a little update that your boy has decided to update his merch. We do still have all of the old stuff along with some I will include for the Patriots is quarterback. And they do have Cam Newton for sure. But like I said in several other videos and live streams and DMing you guys and talking to you, is that the Patriots do need to have a quarterback competition. I don't think it's a smart idea for them to roll into the offseason and training camp and potentially the preseason, if we're lucky enough to have one, just having Cam Newton as your starting quarterback and then having Jared Stidham backing him up. I think it will be very beneficial for the Patriots. I think it'd be very beneficial for Cam Newton if you have some type of quarterback competition for that starting job. The Patriots. That's
actually true because if you think about it, Cam Newton knows he has that position. Cam Newton knows that, okay, Jason Statham, not Jason Statham, I'm tripping. Whatever the other quarterback name is, bro. Jared, Statham, whatever, how you say his name, bro. He's not all that damn good like that. Yes, he came from Auburn or whatever like that, but he's not a starting type of quarterback. Cam Newton knows that he's better than him. Cam Newton knows that he will, Cam Newton knows that he's not going to lose his job to him. But if they bring in a better quarterback, a quarterback that Cam Newton would be like, damn, I really got to, step my game up so I won't be sitting on the bench. I won't let this, person take over my job. So, bro, Patriots need to get like a better quarterback. A quarterback that would make Cam Newton be like, damn, like I need to step up my game. Because Cam Newton, to be honest, he's a pretty good player. But at the same time, we need some competition. Because I know me, when I was playing linebacker in college, bro, it was a dude that wasn't even better than me, bro. He wasn't better than me or none of that. So I would just, I just bullshit around in practice, here and there. Because I already knew in the game I'm going to start. I already knew I'm going to start. So I didn't really have no competition. But at the same time, it's the NFL. Teams are trying to win. My Patriots are trying to win. So we need Cam Newton and whoever this other dude is to have, some competition. But anyways, man, let's just get into this reaction, though.
It's continued to be linked back to Jimmy Garoppolo, which I did just cover in a video you guys can check out.
They have been
continued to be linked back to several of these top 5 quarterbacks in the 2021 draft, which will occur in just a couple of weeks also. But the big thing to remember here is that Cam Newton signed with the Patriots not even a year ago. He signed very late into the process. He was their starting quarterback in 2020. And then they decided to bring him back this year also, but only signed him on a 1-year deal, which just goes to show that they don't think he's the future. They think that they can, or they think that he could possibly help out, maybe right now and be that option until they get the new guy who's going to be under center for them in the future in the building. But he's not the long-term answer, and I think that's something we can all agree on. The last thing the Patriots want to do is be one of those teams where every single year we're asking ourselves the same question, and that's who is going to start for the New England Patriots at quarterback, the most important position in sports.
Yeah.
At some point, us Patriots fans, the guys that are playing on offense and just other players that are playing under Bill Belichick and for the New England Patriots, I'm sure they are going to want some answers on a long-term solution at quarterback not having to figure it out kind of at the last minute every single year. So whether that's bringing back a Jimmy Garoppolo or another potential trade, or if it's drafting one of these top young 5 quarterbacks, the Patriots definitely need to figure out a long-term solution. Now, next up here, I think that the Patriots should still add another wide receiver. This is something that I've also been saying for a while. When you guys have said, what else is there for the Patriots to add in free agency? And I said, there's not too much, but I think adding one more wide receiver would be good for this team. Now, they do not have an official number 1 wide receiver. I think that addition of Nelson Aguilar was a better addition than some people realize. Was it as good as they could get? No, but he's the type of guy who is a number 2 receiver for sure, but has the ability to be your number 1 guy. I look at all these other receivers that the Patriots currently have, and I go, I don't really think you guys can be a number 1 wide receiver. And I think Nelson...
that's true, though. Nelson Aguilar is really like a number 2 receiver type guy. But, man, I'm not going to lie, bro. We need, like, a big-time receiver, man. But I feel like we're still straight on that. They're both still young receivers. Like, we still have Edelman. We still have, Nikhil. But at the same time, Nikhil has to grow, bro. He's like a baby, bro. He has to grow, man. I'm not going to lie. I would lock up Nikhil Harry, bro. Junior Edelman is a different story. He'll be a little competition. But Nikhil Harry, I would lock him up, bro. And that's bad to say that, bro, because I don't even play football anymore. But bro, Nikhil Harry just has to get better, man. And also Nelson Aguilar, bro. I feel like he's straight. Kendrick Bourne, whatever how you say his name. He's also a good quarterback. A good receiver. He can possibly be number 1. A lot of people just sleep on him right now, but he's also a good receiver. So look, man, let's just get into it.
Nelson Aguilar is the guy who has that most potential to be their number 1 guy. But you look at it, and you also have to account for potential injuries. Julian Edelman is a huge question mark for the Patriots. We have no clue what is going to happen with him. Damn. You have Jacoby Myers, who I think is a pretty good player, who I think we can all agree we can rely on going forward. You have Nelson Aguilar. Nikhil Harry is a very big question mark for them. Are they going to trade him or not? If they do, that is probably number 4 receiver at this point, who is out the door, at least just a depth piece. And then you have Christian Wilkerson, Isaiah Zuber, Gunnar Olszewski. Those 3 guys who, for the most part, aren't really a factor on offense. Isaiah Zuber and Christian Wilkerson probably won't even make the roster. And then you have Kendrick Bourne, who is probably about your 3rd receiver on this list. Now, that's definitely an updated list compared to what we saw in 2020. Much, much better than what we saw in 2020. But I would still say it is slightly thin. You deal with some injuries there, and you start to have a lot more question marks. Now, we do have, of course, upgraded tight end core, too. You have Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Devin Asiasi, Dalton Keene. Now, I would be very surprised if they kept 4 tight ends. We'll just have to see what they decide to do. The Patriots have been uncharacteristically aggressive this offseason, so we'll have to continue to see what they do. And I think the revamped tight end core is going to help give depth to that wide receiver group also, but we have to understand is Hunter Henry is a guy who usually can't really stay healthy either, so he's not a reliable factor all that much. We'll just have to see how that decides to go. Maybe he stays healthy with the Patriots, maybe he doesn't. But if we're going to look at history, I would say that that's probably not in the Patriots' factor. And that would mean you kind of have Jonnu Smith and then Devin Asiasi and Dalton Keene if both of those guys stay on the roster, and we can't rely on them compared to what we saw in their rookie season.
True.
So I definitely think that if the Patriots want to staple this offense, that they should definitely add one more wide receiver, whether that's trade, free agency, or the draft. I think that it would be a really good move by them.
We need somebody big.
Now,
bro.
next up is one that some people probably won't agree with me on, but that's actually the secondary. Now, a lot of people feel that the secondary is the strongest group for the Patriots, and it's definitely one of the strongest, but it brings a lot of question marks. Right now, your two top cornerbacks in Stephon Gilmore and J.C. Jackson are two very big question marks. Obviously, for about a year now, we've heard Stephon Gilmore in trade talks with the New England Patriots. We don't know if he'll be with the Patriots for next season, if he won't be the Patriots for next season.
No.
But I can guarantee you that he's not going to be playing under that current contract, and I definitely could see him being somebody who waits out until he gets that extension that he wants, or at least a pay raise. J.C. Jackson is the guy that the Patriots just recently placed a second-round tender on. He's someone who I've been hearing floating around in, maybe a potential trade candidate, or maybe he's someone that a team signs, tries to sign from that tender, and the Patriots don't pick it up, so they end up getting a second-round pick, and then J.C. Jackson is gone. He also has not signed that tender yet. But let's keep in mind that because he is signed on the tender, not a long-term deal, if he does sign that tender, he is only with the Patriots for one season, which means that if Stephon Gilmore and J.C. Jackson both do return without extensions, they are both going to be unrestricted free agents at the end of the season. That doesn't make me feel too good because, honestly, who's behind them?
Jonathan Jones.
You have Jonathan Jones, who's a really great player. He is definitely getting older.
I told y'all, Jonathan Jones, brother. I told y'all, I know my team, bro. Not like
he's
Flight.
More a number 3 cornerback. He's a guy that plays in the slot. He's not going to be your number 1 or number 2 cornerback. You have Juwan Williams, who they picked up a couple of years ago in the draft. I still think that he could be a really nice piece for them, more so at the safety position. But we haven't seen enough from him to be able to say what exactly we'd be getting or where the Patriots could really use him. He's someone who has performed much better kind of playing in the box and going up against tight ends, which is why I said probably better in the safety role. And you had Jason McCourty, who hit free agency. He's not re-signed with the Patriots right now. Right now, I would definitely say that the Patriots safety group has more depth currently than the cornerback group. You have Adrian Phillips, you have Kyle Duggar, you have Devin McCourty. They have Jalen Mills, who I'll be really interested to see what they do with him because he is a cornerback, but he also played safety this past year, and I've heard a lot more people saying he plays better at safety. So maybe he's someone that New England decides to play with.
He do play. It's crazy because he do play better at safety, bro. And it's crazy, bro, because it's like he was getting burnt too much at corner. So it is what it is.
There rather than at corner. And then Miles Bryant is the guy that this past year in limited snap time did look promising, but again, he's someone who played at safety also. So New England does have some pretty good pieces, but there's a lot of question marks surrounding the secondary. And either way, you do want to get the new wave of players in the secondary within the system. And my last one here is going to be adding another body along the defensive line. And I'm not just talking about a guy that comes in and is fighting to make a final roster spot like Montravius Adams, who the Patriots just recently signed. I'm talking about someone who, if Lawrence Guy goes down, if Devon Godshaw goes down, that you can rely on coming in. My preferred body would be a Danny Shelton. The Patriots have been linked back to him, but of course, as of now, nothing has happened. The team struggled along the defensive line this past year, but of course they did tremendously upgrade. It's not for me the defensive end position that worries me. With Dante Hightower, Kyle Van Noy, Matthew Judon, so many bodies there. Chase Winovich, Josh Uche.
Coming for y'all ass.
I'm not worried about defensive end. It's those bodies within the interior that do concern me a little bit. Yes, your two bodies in Devon Godshaw and Lawrence Guy are there, and they're going to be two really good starting pieces. But again, one of those guys go down, and now you have question marks. You have Dietrich Wise, who I think is a really good piece. He's definitely started to pan out a lot better, very versatile, can play in the defensive line, both interior and exterior on the edge. But he's not someone that I would want to have playing the entire season as a 3-down defensive tackle. That kind of brings you to someone like a Byron Cowart who has flashed at some points, but let's be honest with ourselves. At least as of right now, he lacks consistency, and he's another player who I don't think any of us can confidently say could come in and step in for one of those
Damn,
guys
man.
if somebody did go down. I think overall, if the Patriots add one more true good body there, a depth piece, someone they can rely on, and if they kind of want to switch it up, if they want to end up having, maybe 3 big defensive linemen on the front 7, that's something they could do also in certain packages defensively. But most importantly, someone they can rely on again if one of those guys is to go down, which, let's be honest with ourselves, is most likely going to happen at some point. So these are a few questions I have for the New England Patriots that I still think that they need to look into. What are your guys' thoughts? Are there any other question marks that the Patriots still have that I haven't listed? Let me know in the comments section below.
Man, I'm not going to lie, man. That's crazy, bro. But our team is still good and established. We probably need one more receiver, and that's it. But anyways, man, make sure you comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Thanks for that road to 10K. I'll see you guys